Hello, I'm Cuddy and I recently did a Pro difficulty Silent Assassin suit only New Game Plus speedrun of Hitman Blood Money in 34 minutes. And before showing the run, I'd like to explain a few things. First, New Game Plus in Blood Money just means I get some extra equipment for the early missions. In a New Game run, I'd have most of the useful stuff by A New Life and everything by Till Death Do Us Part, so nothing too major. Blood Money runs don't include the tutorial mission, Death of a Showman, and the good reason for that is that it doesn't give you a stat screen like the other missions do, but the real reason is that nobody likes it. Third, the thing you see on the bottom right of the screen is a program called Statman. It reads the game's memory and gives me information about witnesses and bodies found and such in real time. Some may consider it cheating, not my problem, it's a standard thing in Hitman speedrunning. And finally, I don't know what the world record is, I don't care what the world record is, I just wanted to do a run with strats of my own, see how that works out, and have fun with it. If you want, you can consider this as the record for the super specific suit only New Game Plus category, but personally I wouldn't bother. Anyway, to the run itself. Okay, first mission, a vintage year. In this one I used a modified version of SH Meister's route, and I totally butchered his name right there. I just changed it up a bit so it's a couple of seconds slower but a hell of a lot more consistent. Originally I wanted to use a completely different route that's a minute slower, and I ended up switching that because, not because it affected my final time, but because I got sick of resetting and curtains down so much. And I'd rather spend like a minute and 18 seconds here than 2 minutes and 18 seconds here. But yeah, that bomb is what's gonna kill Fernando through the floor in a bit. SH Meister plays it a bit differently in the previous room, which is a bit faster and 10 times the detonation a bit differently. But the way I do it allows me to just exit immediately as the bomb goes off, meaning that there's no time for anybody to find the body. Also, it's in a different room than the guard, so that also helps with consistency. I think it's worth the couple of seconds it takes. But yeah, it's a decently fast route, I'd say, considering SS Meister's route is still the fastest route that anyone's used in this mission. And curtains down. This is one of my least favorite missions in the game, because Richard Delahunt is a really annoying target to deal with. He's heavily guarded and he practically never moves. This mine right here is going to make all the security in this floor run upstairs because they think the explosion happens there, and this second mine is eventually going to kill Delahunt. Okay, there's the first mine, everybody's running upstairs. Also clearing up the main hall here. Theater area, what is it called? I don't know. And there's the first target. I shoot him and then intentionally get shot by this cop, because as the AI is aggroed to me, they're unable to find the body as quickly. And there goes Delahunt, he's killed through the wall with the second mine. But yeah, that was a super inconsistent strat to use. I was not a huge fan of it, but it was really fast and I thought it was cool to look at. It wasn't very cool to do.
You see that albino in here?
In Flatline I don't do anything too out of the ordinary. The usual start for Flatline, as always, is draw a mine over there and clear the entire left side of the building. There's 3 guys on that side, and they're all gonna run out to investigate the explosion. You can save a bit of time if you just run in immediately as they run out, or before they even run out. As they are running out, I should say, maybe. But that means they're gonna be following you for the entire rest of the map. And that makes things a lot more difficult. And the overall time save is like maybe 10 seconds. So I don't really think it's worth it for a full game run. For individual levels, absolutely. And after that, the mission is basically on a timer, because you just have to wait for the orderlies to take this guy to the morgue.
Here.
I'm getting you
And
out
pretty
of
much
here.
every route you can do in
Never
this
let
this
me out
mission
alive.
I
is
know.
like from 4 minutes to 4:20. Technically, there are a couple of things you can do to speed it up a bit, like the current world record
Identity
places a
obtained.
mine next to the
Executing
morgue
rest
and
of
has someone
assignment.
else open the morgue
Splendid,
door for you,
47.
which says
It might interest
a
you to
whole
know the
second,
following. A sudden
making
shift
the
in the
record
delicate power
359.
balance of the New York
And
families.
then there's a
Two
really
low-level
theoretical
contracts
route
just
where
came
you
in.
place a bomb
In addition to your
next to the
primary
elevator
target,
door
two
in
members
this
of the
area,
same group are currently
and you can
staying
use
at
the elevator
facility.
to exit the area.
Terminating
And
either
because
will result in a $50,000 bonus
when
per
this guy
head.
is taking to the
It's
morgue, or
entirely up to you.
when
Understood.
that starts, is based on you exiting this area, it's technically a bit faster to use the elevator and leave through that. So you could save a bit of time if you could do that, but having somebody open the elevator door for you is really inconsistent. I spent a good while trying that way back whenever, and I got it like once, and then the guy who opened the door for me shot me. Wasn't great. Anyway, back to this run, where I just placed a mine and cleared this area a bit, so I can just run into the facility with my suit only. This room right here is what we call Jesus room, because for whatever reason, the AI just will not mind you being here. You can just run through the facility with suit only. People will try to tell you to get lost, but as soon as you get into this room, they just all turn around and forget about you. It's a really handy room, especially since it's right next to this target right here. Also, this is a good place to check out how Statman works, because this guy becomes a witness for a short while before he dies. Okay, second target. He's gonna drown. Apparently this confuses a lot of people, but people drown really easily in Blood Money. Also, I'm getting shot. That also happened in Conan's Town. I didn't explain it. The way the ratings in this game work is that you can get a cover blown and that immediately ruins your Sound Assassin rating, at least on Pro. I don't know about the other difficulties, by the way. But the thing with covers blown is that your default suit does not count as cover. So the AI is allowed to shoot you for trespassing or seeing you next to bodies, or for whatever reason that is not actually a crime. And if they decide to shoot you like that, you won't get a cover blown, you won't get witnesses, you haven't actually done anything. The AI just aggroes to you. If I was wearing a disguise, that cover would be blown and they would become witnesses. But the suit is actually a really good outfit to wear in this game. And that is not a new life. Flatline, a new life is next. For a new life, I can't claim I came up with this route. It's like some of the most basic ideas. Like I think anyone who's ever run this game has done something like this in a new life. Clear the area with an SMG, and then just run in, bait Vinny to the swimming pool, and well, you'll see. It's the ceiling is fragile if you're not aware of this. If you want to see some more interesting routes for a new life, I have a video where I did like 11 ways that you can kill Vinny with, like every weapon I could think of. Yeah, the coin destroys the ceiling. And kills Vinny and his wife and some random bodyguard who had a bad day. But yeah, the one with 11 ways to kill Vinny, that video. I think it has a few more interesting routes than this. This is about as basic as a new life gets. But it's fast, that's no denying that. This is what? Yeah, 57 seconds, that's pretty good. I think most of the other routes were like a minute and a half. Okay, Murder of Crows. First, I raise this coin so the people on the right will turn away for like a split second and give me the chance to shoot at this guy's feet. And when that shot lands, he panics and he starts running straight to the point where he's taking that case. Also, pay attention to Statman right now, because I'm gonna get a witness right now when I use the fiber wire. And that witness is gonna be my target. There you go, she's following me right now. And here's a keyhole trick. I look through the keyhole, and for some reason it makes guards, or actually probably all NPCs, run to that door that I peeked through the keyhole of. Was that a sentence? I don't know. By the way, that's a really good way to get into this building. And this scene is extremely scripted. So even though these guys just saw me come in here, because the delivery guy is here, they take priority so that they, instead of telling me to get lost, just go talk to the delivery guy. There's a failed attempt at shooting through the door, unfortunately. Also, this briefcase I'm carrying right now, it's an optional objective, but it's pretty much just a tradition in Blood Money speedruns to complete all the optional stuff as well, especially in Sound Assassin runs. Can't say that for any prison, because I don't really know anything about any prisons. Nobody really does that. But yeah, this final target can be in 3 different locations, so I had to pick up a walkie-talkie to confirm where he is. It doesn't make a huge difference in terms of time where he is. I can work around no matter which place it is. I think if all goes according to plan in the beginning, then the time is gonna end up being around 220 to 240 in any case, no matter which building the final target is in. Also, you can't shoot these locks. Even though you can shoot locks in Blood Money, there are some doors that apparently don't have locks that you could shoot. Those doors are one of the few examples. But yeah, this is looking like a 230-ish murder with crows, not too bad. Next up is You Better Watch Out. The first thing I do in You Better Watch Out is I'm gonna hold up the coin so everybody in there is gonna look at me. As you'll see right there, everybody turns around and looks at me. And this means I can pull out my gun over here, aim up, and kill what's his name by shooting at the jacuzzi. And if that coin thing is done correctly, then there should be no witnesses. And that's one of the things where Statman comes into play, because if there are witnesses, I know I should reset right away. Although, to be fair, in that case, people would be screaming in any case, and I would probably notice that before I notice Statman. Yeah, I'm not allowed to be in here, but because I'm in my suit, it's totally fine that people start aggroing me because there is no cover to blow. Actually, in this run I didn't even get shot. That usually happens, but it's good that I don't get shot, because there's a chance that near the end of the mission I just get killed because there are too many people. Alright, and there's the second target. That is where Statman actually does help, because the target's a dog can become a witness if he sees me with the gun. Also, there was a small animation skip. That's the only reason why I'm bringing the briefcase. If I have a briefcase in one hand and anything else in the other hand, I can skip the pickup animation for the videotape. But yeah, the dog can be a witness. It's mostly a problem in this map and Amendment 25. If it wasn't for Statman, I would just always shoot the dog, just to make sure he's not a witness. But hey, since I can confirm that this time he wasn't a witness, I can let the dog live, and we can all be happy. Okay, Death on the Mississippi. I actually don't remember how this went. Death on the Mississippi is, I think, one of the more interesting missions to speedrun, because I don't have a proper route for this. It always just happens somehow. Yeah, this is clearly improvised. I'm curious to see how this turns out. Oh yeah, this is that run. I have no clue how the guy in the back wasn't a witness. I thought he was looking straight at me, but somehow that worked. That was pure luck. And a bad throw. But yeah, like I was saying about Death on the Mississippi, I don't have a proper route for this because the upstairs section The timing of the NPCs is always a bit different, and I can't completely plan around it, so I'll just have to go up there, figure out what the situation looks like, and make a call right there. Because most people probably think that Blood Money is all set, like where NPCs are when they walk to different places, but it's not quite. There's some variance in where they start their cycles. Like, while their cycle is always the same, they can be like a few meters forward or backward from the usual starting location. So there is actually a decent degree of randomness in this game. That was actually a rather clean death on the Mississippi. The sailor I KO'd when going in isn't usually there, but it's probably one of the best case scenarios. And then there's the jump downstairs, which saves a ton of time. And I do die at the end of that fall, but because I hit the exit button before I die, it's all good.
Hello, 47.
Okay, till death was part. I had a really cool route for this, but then I started to have trouble getting it to work consistently. I was so far into the run that I didn't want to risk it, so if you want to watch a bit more interesting run of this, I'll put some kind of link on the video. But it involves a hot naked man, and I was really amused by it. I gotta be really careful going in through here, because that guy who just turned around will shoot on sight, even if I don't go in and start trespassing. That's a bit bad. Okay, and this mine is for Buddy. He's gonna die a lot later, but that's gonna drop a chandelier on him. And for Happy, I'm gonna use the 5-wire because it looks amusing. Yoink. Sometimes he does a full-on flip when you do that. It was a rather disappointing jump, but still I think it's worth it, especially since I have the time. And now I'm also just waiting for Buddy to come back inside. And this is by no means the fastest route you can do in this mission, but I like it. I especially do like this Buddy kill. The door is not supposed to be open, so I'm a bit scared about how this is gonna work out. Because the point is that Buddy sees me and runs upstairs. And I'm standing in a really specific spot, because if I go any more to the right, the AI will aggro me like that. And there you go. Buddy ran up the stairs because he saw me there, and I detonated the bomb as I saw him start running, which made the chandelier fall perfectly on his head. And this time also like 2 other dudes, who are not usually there, but well, sucks to be them, I guess. Oh man, House of Cards, everybody's favorite mission. Yeah, this is pretty much the reason why I stopped running Blood Money for a long time. Originally the plan for this mission... Well, okay, let's first explain why this mission is so bad with speedruns. There are 3 targets. The second one of them only shows up on the map at like, what, 2-3 minutes in? I'm not sure. And the final target shows up on the map like 5:30 into the mission, so you really can't do this any faster than that. And the reason why this was really bad for speedruns wasn't just because it's so slow and long, but because the best way to kill that guy is to place a mine in a briefcase next to the spot where he arrives and just make a run for it after detonating, because the detonator doesn't allow you to stand at the exit when you detonate, so you have to spend like 20 seconds running and hoping that he isn't found when he's killed. And the original plan that I had was place a mine somewhere inside the casino or the lobby, and then place the second mine in the briefcase, and then just hope for the best. And that worked like really rarely. It wasn't good. And then eventually CJ Gurov improved that strat by adding a third mine, which is in 47's hotel room. And now it's basically like one mine distracts the bodyguards first, the second mine kills the target, and the third mine distracts the guards further so you have more time to escape. And this route seems to work more often than not. These are really specific terms on how often routes work. Also, there's some weird thing going on with the mines in this map. I'm assuming it's because of this the third mine that you pick up during the mission. But they don't detonate in the correct order, which is why I first placed the mine near the casino entrance, or hotel entrance I suppose. And then I placed the mine outside this elevator. And the third mine that I'm getting, I'm placing that in the briefcase. And that's gonna detonate second, despite being placed last. And that is not how mines are supposed to work, but for some reason that's how they do work. Also, I've killed like 2 targets by now. Maybe I should mention that. Probably pretty obvious though. But yeah, luckily that new plan also means that there's a bit less downtime in this mission, because that's the thing I really hated when running this. Because I just spent like 2-3 minutes doing absolutely nothing, but now I at least have to go pick up the second mine, or third mine, and doing a bit more setup. Still doesn't make it an interesting mission, but hey, at least it's a bit less boring. Also, this is one of those missions where there's an optional objective, which is not this briefcase, but the other one that's currently in the elevator. So I will be bringing that with me when I exit the map. I don't know, there's like nothing to say about this mission. Good stuff. Yep, there goes the mine. Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. Oh boy. But yeah, his late arrival also means that you can't really do anything actually interesting. Like, what if you want to do a run with fiber wire only? Well, don't. You're gonna waste like a week trying to do that. The bomb is just that much better than everything else you could ever think of. That's a shame. And finally I distract these 2 cops outside the entrance with syringes. Because I don't want them to be here either, and they are apparently less likely to be distracted by the bombs. This guy's not noticing the syringe. Okay, he did. Sometimes they really just don't notice the syringe and will stick around at the entrance. You can still try to get Silent Assassin even if those cops are there, but I guess it's a bit riskier than if the route works as intended. Oh well, I didn't do this enough times to actually comment on how consistent different variations of the situation are. And finally I placed a final bomb in the briefcase over there. Throw a coin because it's fun. Might distract somebody, probably doesn't in any meaningful way. And then I detonate the first bomb. I have a visual cue for that in that cutscene. Same with this. I'm at the moment standing as far away as I can from the bomb. And there goes the third target. And there's the second distraction mine. And then I run for the exit and hope for the best. Great strats. Worked that time, so I'm happy. 5:58 is not a bad time either, considering the record is 5:57. I think that's the only Blood Money record I still have. Oh, here I made a menuing mistake. I was supposed to bring the SMG to Dance with the Devil, but I fucked up. So restarting the mission. like in a new life, I'm gonna use the SMG as a distraction here. Oh, that camera up there, by the way,
You an undertaker?
it's really well placed and does absolutely nothing. You just walk by it. But yeah, those shots clear the elevators quite nicely, and I can just run in and get in here. This route is by no means great. I mostly just did this because I never see anybody do heaven first in Dance with the Devil, and I thought this was interesting. It's like in every objective way worse than doing hell first, but I don't care about that stuff. It was interesting. The problem with this map is that there is a bit of a proximity trigger going on here, meaning that when you're in the heaven elevator, the civilians in hell stop moving completely, and if they're blocking the path of one of the targets or the guards, then the target or the guard won't be moving either, and so the timing in hell is gonna be basically random. And same applies like in a if you do it the other way around. Okay, here I shoot through the door, hitting the first target in the leg, and immediately run for this optional computer objective thingy. And because the target was shot, he magically knows where I went, but doesn't know that I shot him, so he's just gonna follow me into that room and allow me to shoot him in the head. Which is super convenient. Just gonna dispose of this guard real quick. Whoops. And then I line up this shot through the door. Let's see, Oh! That wasn't all that clean, was it? Okay, so the plan was that I shoot the target while she's on stage in the head, and then go downstairs. And for whatever reason, the AI is unable to find her body while she's on stage. It's just a thing. I don't know why that happens, but it just happens. But instead, it seems like I just kind of hit her, probably in the shoulder or something. And she didn't die, but she took damage. So the same thing happened as did with the first target. She knew that she was being shot and where the shot came from, but she didn't know that it was me. So she ran to me and allowed me to just shoot her over there. Works just as well as shooting her in the head through the door. It's not quite as neat looking, I think, or as fast, but it gets the job done. Okay, another SMG distraction. Gotta be a bit careful here, because if that cop sees me immediately after the shot, then he will just open fire, no questions asked. Okay, I'm a bit careful here because I don't want any of these guards to follow me too far. So I'm just gonna deal with this guy while I have a good opportunity. At the moment I'm standing on a bit of a slope, which means I can skip this normal syringe animation. And since I left his body there, I cannot shoot this camera at the moment, otherwise people will investigate the camera and those people will find that knocked out guard over there. So I gotta remember that for later on. And as I said, hell is basically random with the way I'm doing this. So I'm just gonna play this as safe as I possibly can, which means KOing pretty much everybody. It's not a fast route, but it's one of the few things I got to work. But yeah, I cannot know where these guards are gonna be, especially since I had that small mishap when shooting through the door. So, great AI, good job following right there.
Hey, you got no business here.
Private property, bub. Take a hike.
I also at one point had some really odd problems with this. When I was KOing people on that staircase, they would just randomly become witnesses. I was unable to replicate that later, but man was it annoying. I was on a good run and then suddenly a witness who was never supposed to be a witness. But yeah, right now this back area is basically clear. So I can just deal with the targets. I read the pyro show, and I think this is the run where that didn't even matter. I opened this door real quick, so the bartender, who's the last target, sees me, and yep, the pyro show did not kill her, but improvise, push her into the shark tank. Anyway, the bartender saw me as I opened the door and is now following me. Didn't mean to bonk his head like that, but yeah, gets the job done. Someone else saw me through the door right there as well, but it's not gonna matter this late in the mission. And then just take care of the camera while I have a chance. Not the fastest Dance with the Devil of all time, but suit only Dance with the Devil is not a thing I usually do, and I'm quite happy with that Heaven First route. Okay, amendment. This was like the last hurdle with suit only. Most of the maps in this game are pretty easy to do suit only. This one isn't one of them. First, keyhole trick so I can get into the White House without losing my weapons. Then I shoot the alarm system with a loud SMG. The loud SMG makes most of these guards in this room run, and the alarm makes a lot of the guards in the upcoming rooms come investigate. So a lot of this area is right now clear. I stand in a specific spot right there for that shot, so the guy outside doesn't see me with the gun. And it also means that the guy who was right here ran downstairs, and gives me the chance to take this ladder. I experimented so much with different routes for this mission, but this was like the only thing that I got to work, and that's fortunate because this is also one of the fastest routes I got to work. Yeah, I originally didn't even want to do a suit-only run of this game, but then I kind of accidentally came up with routes for... well, I guess Dance with the Devil is the big one. I accidentally had a route for that, and I just had to come up with a route for this one too. Okay, KOing this guy at an angle makes him fall through the floor right there. Pretty convenient considering he is really in the way. Okay, I placed these bombs right next to this window, and it's important that I don't place them on the window, otherwise people will assume that they are inside the Oval Office and run in there when I detonate them, and I don't want that to happen, otherwise there will be a body found. Alright, I use the map, I don't know, what do you call that? Well, I use the lines here between C and D and detonate the mines based on that. I can't explain it, just English, I'm running out of it. But yeah, I use that to time the explosion so I can kill Mark Parchesi through the wall. And here I'm just waiting for the Vice President to show up, because the White House is not really all that well built, so there's another gap in the floor right there. It's a good way to hide the body. Also shot the dog there. It was honestly an accident, but he was a witness anyway, so would have had to do it anyway. And then I just get out as fast as I can. Well, not as fast as I can. I could just stay inside and run through there, but I'm pretty sure I would get shot to death if I attempted that. Would be a bit faster, but I would rather not die. I wonder if I do even get shot while going through here, because usually I do get shot with this route, but it's nothing too severe, just a flesh wound. Yeah, looks actually really clean, oddly enough. And finally I just gotta pick up the videotape, because as you can see in Statman I at the moment have the rating professional, because I was caught on camera like 10 times. So I'll just go through here and steal the videotape and back to Silent Assassin we are. Here I take a bit of a long route back to the main entrance, because if I try to use the door, that's the most direct path, all of these guys will shoot me, and they do a lot of damage in a really short time. Okay, and finally Requiem. In Requiem I use I assume this is common? I don't know how other people do it, but I shoot the first 4 guys, then I allow these 4 guys to shoot me, so I have infinite ammo for a while, so I don't have to reload. Get 3 headshots, get revived, shoot this guy, pick up his custom 1911 because it's the actual good weapon, the silver bolter are god-awful. Kill the reporter and the priest. I'm playing this a bit safe, I'm not gonna challenge the final 2 guards with the custom 1911, because if they hit me at all, I am dead. This is still not 100% consistent, because they can pre-fire as they run past this window, but assuming they don't, I can just do this. And that's Blood Money, professional difficulty, sound assassin, suit only in 34 minutes. Oh, and new game plus 2. That's a good category. Easy to pronounce. So fast. Oh, and in Requiem you always have 1 witness, that's normal.
Yes, Your Majesty.
You don't get a typical rating in the mission, so it doesn't really matter.
No,
Anyway, that's Blood Money done. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm done explaining stuff for now. See you later, I guess.
Hello, Mr.
Johnson.
Welcome, Mr. Johnson. Welcome. May I check your briefcase?
No, I'll keep it. I've heard interesting things about your establishment. I'd like to see what you have to offer. Preferably in the back.
Of course, right this way.